Hi everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. Welcome back to another video. So for those of you who have been following me recently on TikTok, you know that I've been live streaming a lot of Command & Conquer Red Alert. This kind of got me thinking, because a lot of people who watch the lives, they get the kind of nostalgia feedback from Command & Conquer Red Alert. For those of you that don't know, it's a game that was released in 1996. It's quite old, and it's been remastered and re-released on Steam. Now the interesting thing here is that some people who follow me live, they're console gamers. It was originally on the PS1, but the remastered version has not been released into the console world. As a result, that kind of got me thinking, how can I show people how cheaply you can get into PC gaming and how it's kind of achievable? So you'll notice the title of this video is very budget orientated in terms of building a PC, and my outcome goal here is to build something that will run Command & Conquer Red Alert. So in this video, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to be building a PC that will run that game as cheap as I possibly can. Budget build is kind of what I'm known for and what I do, so that's kind of why I wanted to put this together. So without further ado, let's jump into building a budget gaming PC. Okay, so we started with a Dell workstation. It's a 3rd gen i5. We've got 8 gig of RAM and a 256 gig SSD. SSD is important here. Look, it's toolless, so we could open the PCIe slot here to pop in the GPU that we've bought. It's a GTX 750 Ti. The reason we've chose it, it's cheap, it's got a HDMI port, and most importantly, it doesn't require auxiliary power, so there's no additional power cables. It draws its power from the motherboard. Really useful in these workstations builds because you don't have to change the power supply. Let's get that popped in, so just slotting it into the top slot here, and then again it's toolless, so once we've got it all lined up like this, we can close it up, click it into place, and it's done. Nice and simple. While we're in here, we're going to do some customization. So I wanted to get a red LED strip to show LEDs through the front of the case. I bought a Molex strip and found out that there's no Molex connectors in this workstation, so I've got a SATA to Molex adapter here, and then we'll grab the LED strip. It's just to say a simple, basic, dumb red LED strip, so we can get that plugged in. I'll get this all plugged into the Molex connector and put into the front of the case. The front of the case has got some ventilation, so the red light will shine through. Red alert kind of themed. Hate these Molex connectors, they're such a pain to connect. I love that they're a dying breed and not really used anymore. But look, let's get this all connected up, and we'll continue with the build. So next up, I have got the calipers out, so I was measuring this slot because I want to do a little 3D printed piece on the front. I grabbed the Command & Conquer kind of logo off Thingiverse, and I've just got it getting all set up here in the 3D print software. I think it looks pretty cool. A bit of a 3D logo there to stick onto the front of the case. Simple, but adds a bit to it. So I got it sent across to the printer. I've just got an Ender 3 3D printer, real basic entry-level 3D printer. This print will take just over an hour to complete, but I think, you know, in black PLA, it's going to match the case. It'll look pretty decent. We'll call it the cherry on top in terms of the Command & Conquer design. Okay, let's leave this to print. Now next up, I wanted to add a little vinyl design to the top of the case. Please excuse the camera work here. My wife's PC is not set up for screen capture, but I'm just editing the image and then getting it loaded into her Cricut machine, which is a vinyl cutting kind of CNC machine. We're using red vinyl, obviously. It's got to kind of match the logo design here. So what this machine then does is it's going to cut out that design into some good quality vinyl, which we'll then use to kind of put on top of the case and add that little extra to it. These Cricut machines are awesome, by the way. You can cut all different types of vinyl, including things like iron-on for clothing, make other kind of custom designs. You can even use it with kind of thin modelling wood and leather and all sorts of bits and pieces, but a clever little machine nonetheless. And I say, all I've done is got a vectored image of the logo, which I'm then, getting the machine to cut the vinyl out, and then once that's complete, we'll then transfer the vinyl across to the top of the case. Obviously, I've cleaned the case up a little bit as well. Now the next part is what is known as weeding. So it's removing effectively the excess vinyl around the design that you've cut using the Cricut machine. You remove all of the excess vinyl before using transfer tape to transfer the actual project to the computer in the end. So just getting rid of the rubbish here. Okay, so now to put the vinyl on the case itself. So it was covered in rubbish stickers before, things like pat testing. It's an old workstation, so I had to get it kind of cleaned up a little bit before it went on. I did measure this space ready to put the vinyl on, but this is the scary bit, making sure you get it lined up. This is part of Cricut's permanent vinyl range, so the adhesive's actually quite strong, so fairly important to get this this right kind of first time. You can peel it off, it's a bit of a pain, you know. So it's getting it on, getting it kind of all flattened down, and making sure there's like no air bubbles, all the typical things you'd expect from applying a vinyl, and then we'll get the transfer tape peeled off. The final result I'll obviously show you a little bit later on, but let's start getting this peeled off. So the vinyl is on. Red LED lights are shining through the front of the case. These are super bright actually if the room's dark. Let's boot into the game. I think we all want to see it load in. And there you go, we've got Command & Conquer Red Alert all loaded up. But you do notice there's still one thing missing from the case. And that has to be our Command & Conquer 3D printed plaque to go on the 5.5-inch drive bay. I think this must 10, maybe 20x the value of the PC. Okay, so there you have it. We've put together a basic gaming PC. Effectively, we've got an old workstation and we've thrown a GPU in there. And it will run Command & Conquer Red Alert really well, and it's a really cheap way into PC gaming. We'll come back to that in a moment. It will also play other games as well, so certain esports games, things like CS2, that runs around about 100 FPS with medium settings. It will play things like Rocket League, that sort of stuff. And it's a real safe transition from somebody going from console into PC. Going back to the cost, we managed to build this PC all in, just for the tower, all in, it came to £28.96 for the parts, so less than £30, and we've built a gaming PC that works and will work with retro gaming, all of those sort of bits and pieces. I think it's pretty cool. So what do we do now? People who are following me live on TikTok, they know that my aim is to give this computer away to one of my TikTok followers. So if you're not following me already, please make sure you are on TikTok. Make sure you share this video and then just comment below why you want the PC. Now, there's a couple of important things. I'm only giving it away in the UK, just in terms of shipping costs. And the second part is you are only getting the tower, and also manage your expectations. This costs less than £30 to build. It's a workstation with a GPU thrown in, with some little custom features on there as well. But effectively, it's a safe transition into PC gaming. You just need to supply your own display, keyboard and mouse, that sort of stuff. But I think it's pretty cool. I hope that you agree. And for the fact that we built all of this for £28.96, that can, you know, bring back that nostalgia and bring back that kind of gaming experience that we all know and love, I think is fantastic. Let me know what you think. Stick it in the comment section below. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in for this video. I will be going live on TikTok at some point in January, and I'll also announce the winner at random as to who's won the PC as well. Good luck, everybody, and thank you for taking the time to come and listen to me. Take it easy.